Hello, my name is Ricardo Dominguez. I am a professor at the University of California, San Diego. And here are two videos of gestures that I did in the 90s and in the 2000s that point to my co-creative, co-productive, and collaboration methodologies over the last 30 or 40 years. Thank you for your time.
Meet Ricardo, actor, agitator, artist, theorist, and one of hacktivism's founding fathers.
When I came to New York in 1991, what I was looking for was a platform that would allow me to create a space for electronic civil disobedience. Electronic civil disobedience is non-violent direct action online. It follows the theory of Thoreau on civil disobedience that was then developed by Gandhi, Martin Luther King, ACT UP during the 80s, AIDS Coalition to Unleash Power. We never destroy a server. We never change anybody's web page. We never hijack their name or domain name.
Ricardo Domínguez and his Electronic Disturbance Theater were among the first to heed the call.
What is a Zapatista is those who can take into their heart the poetic gestures, the gestures of information war, which cross the boundaries of what is. For instance, on January 3rd, 2000, newspapers around the world had Zapatista Air Force attacks Mexican military. Nobody knew the Zapatistas even had planes. Nobody even knew the Zapatistas could fly. But if you read the story, suddenly you discover that these Zapatista Air Force were paper airplanes made of many different colors. Inside were messages of peace. So what the soldiers were shooting at were these paper airplanes. And there you have this enactment of a simulation, of a gesture which creates this magical space where indeed there does exist a Zapatista Air Force. Because what you're trying to get out is what the Zapatistas say is information war. That is, words as war, not words for war.
Inspired by the Zapatistas' ideas, Ricardo and his crew launched their FloodNet tool as the paper aeroplane of cyberspace.
Heat exhaustion produces sweating, clammy skin, increased pulse and respiration rate, weakness, more fainting, nausea, and vomiting. Stop. The choices you make will dictate whether you live or die.
The genesis of this project, Transborder Immigrant Tool, is really Water Stations Inc. and Border Angels and other groups that maintain water caches in the desert for immigrants who are crossing.
So if you feel you're lost, you don't know where you are, and you need water, you turn this on. One of the basic core trajectories of b.a.n.g Lab, bits, atoms, neurons, and genes, was to explore the issue of border disturbance technologies. It's not going to lead you over the landmass. It's not going to lead Al-Qaeda over the landmass to Phoenix. It's a last-mile safety tool.
The system has identified
perfect.
one or more sites that may be within walking distance. Evaluate your situation. Check the distances on the screen. There may be obstacles, including your own fatigue, that prevent travel in the direction that the compass indicates.
And what it says on the screen right now is that there's a site direction south and that it's 3 kilometers. And it gives an approximation of the time necessary to walk there.
Offers two sets of poetry. One is a radical conceptual experimental poetry created by Dr. Amy Sara Carroll. The other is that she transgressed against herself and started developing
green flowers.
poetry about desert facts.
Mormons referred to the trees, actually shrubs, as praying plants.
This helped us to walk through this question ourselves. The whole project itself is a poetic gesture.
What degree can GPS as a geopoetic system begin to ask questions and intervene into these other flows, into these other points of globalization, the hard borderization that goes along with it?
Thank you very much for your time and attention.